Good morning or good evening to all, and welcome to the Data-Driven Community virtual meeting. A few words about the Data-Driven Community, and I highly recommend everyone to follow our website for full information. As you can notice at the homepage, we are managing two branches of activities. One is an annual conference called Future Data-Driven Summit. The second branch of activity we run is a weekly meeting of the cloud data-driven, like today. This is a user group meeting. If you scroll down the page, you can see the upcoming events. This year, the Future Data-Driven Summit will be held on September 25, but the call for speaker is opened at this time, and you are more than welcome to submit your sessions. I will add the links to the chat in a few minutes. On the right side of the page, you can check the upcoming weekly meetings. Scroll a bit more if you want to meet the community board. Jen Joseph is also here with us in the meeting. He is the founder of the community. And on the right, you can see Anna Wakes. My name is Ronen Arieli. I'm from Israel. I work as a senior consultant in the field of data platform and architecture of enterprise level system. I'm co-admin of the data-driven community, and I will be hosting the session today. Please feel free to use the chat during the meeting for questions and discussions as well. This is not a conference. We are flexible with the time, a bit flexible. Feel free to use the chat for discussion between ourselves. You are also welcome to use reactions. It doesn't interfere with the course of the meeting. If you hear something that you love, like, or you want to clap hands, so feel free to do so virtually. Once again, I want to remind you that the call for speaker for the Future Data-Driven Summit 2024 is opened. You are welcome to submit a session or sessions related to data and AI. It is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today, Rajendra Ongole. Rajendra is business intelligence consultant, Power BI trainer, speaker, and a blogger. Rajendra, you can share your screen and take control, maybe add some words about yourself.
Yep. Thank you, René. Thank you so much. Let me know once my screen is visible.
We can see your screen.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, good morning, good evening, whoever located at different locations. I'd just like to, I'm glad I got one of the participants as well as the speaker now in cloud data driven. So today's topic, we are going to discuss about data engineering in Microsoft Fabric. And before moving on to this data engineering cases and all, first we will try to discuss about what is Microsoft Fabric, and then I will walk you through with some simple use case, how we are going to utilize this data engineering related activities in Microsoft Fabric. And before moving on to the our agenda, I'll just try to give you a brief about myself. But already Renan given this. I'll just try to give an overview about it. I'm Rajendra. I'm a BS specialist at Bosch Group and 4x Microsoft certified trainer. I'm a Power BI data specialist as well. Totally, I have 13 plus industry experience in working with Microsoft technologies, as well as I'm leading the team as well internally. And I'm a Post Prodigy member in the Power BI community forums. And whenever there is a support or else some help required on the community forums, like some help or else some support on the cases, real-time use cases, I will be helping accordingly. And if you want to get in touch with me, I'm providing my social networking sites, my email ID, as well as a LinkedIn, where I will be very active and I can communicate it and I can share my expertise, or else maybe if you need some suggestions or help. And I started writing the blogs as well by using the data analytics group. So where you can find different activities on the latest trending technologies like a Microsoft Fabric or else a Power BI related things. And this is about brief, and we will navigate to our agenda, what we are going to discuss. As I said, first, the data engineering use case in Microsoft Fabric. Before moving on to this, what is Microsoft Fabric? Along with that, what is this data engineering activities we are going to do it. Along with that, I will showcase you how we are going to create a lakehouse in the Microsoft Fabric. And from Lakehouse, what type of a navigations or else the components that we have in the Lakehouse Explorer, we are going to discuss along with SQL endpoints for the Lakehouse. So in cloud environment itself, we can start writing the SQL statement or else some queries building on the top of it. And from there, I will walk you through how we are going to prepare a report by using the Power BI. So we already aware how this Power BI will works as a business intelligence tool. So from the cloud environment, how these tables, which I'm going to fetch in the form of a direct link, and how it will be get converted or how it will be get moved onto the Power BI environment in the services, we will discuss in detail. Fine. And if you have any queries, any comments, maybe if you want to connect, okay, you can chat in the give a chat. Okay, you can write your queries, post your queries so that I can answer at the last or else maybe in the middle. See here, what is a Microsoft Fabric? As I said, this product has been launched last year, 2023 in May as a part of the Microsoft build. So where as a part of the data solace environment currently which we are working on, we can try to gather the data from different data sources or as different systems when we can try to build the projects. So to get rid of this, Microsoft has been provided a platform where it is an open centric, fully featured analytics along with the AI platform that meets the data analytics needs. So it's completely revolutionized on the data engineering side as well as the data analytics by promoting a concept of one copy. So current environments, right, where we can try to see the different replications and the same data will be get available in different source systems as well as the on premises. So to get rid of this, we can try to maintain one single copy of the data, which will be get stored in central lake or one lake. So the data is going to store in the cloud environment in the form of a Delta Parquet format, and where we can try to get rid of the unnecessary kind of a data replications or else making the data and then denormalize it kind of a formations. We can get rid of it. And from that single lake, we can try to extract whether we can try to build something on the top of it by using the visualization. Or else maybe if you want to do some data cleansing activities, we can try to make use of with the help of different fabric experiences that are provided by this Microsoft product. I will just try to showcase you the end-to-end environments, what it is going to provide. So from the data moment, like data injection or else a data integration, and maybe on the top of it, if you want to build a warehouse or else a real-time analysis, if you're working on the sensor or else IoT related data, we can try to bring the information related to the real-time analytics or data science related like a prediction models, we can try to build it along with the business intelligence. It's an end-to-end single platform where the business user, right, we can get store the data in one link, in a one link as a SaaS foundation, software as a services foundation. And from there, with the help of maybe if you're a good expertise on the SQL part, we can get it extracted by using TSQL from the data warehouses. Or maybe if you are using the data science or else something, we can try to make use of different languages which has been supported internally by using this product. And if you want to get enable, how we are going to get it, this Microsoft Fabric. So we need some licenses here. If you want to get enable, or else maybe if you want to start working on this Microsoft Fabric, and maybe if you want to do a trial, there is a trial releases as well. So where we can try to provide 60 days trial version, we can start enroll on this with the on-premises RS, like as I said, right, with the help of the business email IDs, we can enable this option from the Microsoft environment itself. Or maybe if you want to enable from the Power BI side, we have a Power BI Pro license. Once it is get enabled, once we need to get gained of a permissions like administrative permissions to enable this Fabric kind of an environment. I will showcase you where we are going to enable from the administration portal. So once we can enable this Microsoft Fabric environment from the Power BI related app or else as a separate application from the Microsoft Fabric also we can utilize it and we can start exploring this kind of an analysis, which I'm showcasing the different types of personas as per the part of the project build. Then what is this data engineering? We are going on the data engineering part and you are showcasing the different set of personas as per the data science, data ingestion, data warehouse, different kind of tools that are available. So what is this data engineering activities we can try to build? If you're observing, data engineering is a Microsoft one of the product inside the tool, Microsoft Fabric itself, where we can start the designing the pipelines and build on the top of it for the data preparations. And also we can try to use internally like a batch processing or as a single form of a clusters for the data ingestions, preparations, and as well as the data transformations to manage and as well as the retrieve the queries. So there are multiple ways to get it, enable this Microsoft data engineering concept. If you're observing from the Lakehouse, we need to build it. And then we can get started with the notebooks where we can try to see the different set of cell devices. And also maybe if we are using Spark jobs, which is an inbuilt already existing code, we can try to utilize it as well. And on the top of it, maybe I want to get it, inject the data with the help of a data pipeline by using Azure Data Factory, we can get it extracted. There are multiple ways to bring the data from this data engineering prospect. See here, if you're observing, I just want to extract the data and I want to create some queries on the top of it. So there is how the data will be get stored. As I said, the data will be get stored in one single Lakehouse Explorer. So it will accept both of the structured source system as well as unstructured or as a semi-structured kind of a files. Like as I said, right? From sensor data, I want to get it extracted, which is in the form of a JSON files or else XML format, which is an unstructured format. I can extract it from the unmanaged source system as an unstructured source format. From that, with the help of some inbuilt transformations, I can cleanse the data and make my data in a right shapes to load the data into the table level. So these are the Explorer endpoints like Lakehouse Explorer, where we are going to extract the source systems from the files or else a table data. Semantic model is by default, which is nothing but a data set that's going to store, and also we can try to retrieve the data set for the Power BI reports too. And SQL endpoint. So I want to write a transactional SQL on the top of the connected or else extracted file or as a table. With the help of SQL endpoint, we can try to enable it and we can start writing the queries on the top of it in the cloud environment, Lakehouse itself. So if you're observing, what are the different ways to get load the data into the Fabric Lakehouse? These are the different approaches. I can upload it as a simple file. So I'm going to showcase that as an example now. I'm going to extract one of the sales data stuff, which is having multiple columns, which is in some semi-structured data. I will extract it and I will try to load the semi-structured data in the form of a table. And maybe I want to get import the or else inject the data from the data flows. I can inject it. It's just like an on-premises or else a cloud environment level Power Query online. So we can extract the data from the data flows and load the data into the Lakehouse. From there, we can build the report or else a visualizations on the top of it. Notebooks. Maybe I want to write the Spark kind of a language. I'm aware of it. I want to write some Spark kind of a language or else PySpark. I'm good on it. So I can start utilizing the notebook functionality to cleanse the data and prepare it and try to retrieve the data into the SQL and the Lakehouse formats too. As I said, Azure Data Lake pipelines, we can build the pipelines to do the data transformations activities on the top of, whatever the connected tables are else on the top of it, we can copy it and then process the data to load into the lake houses. And there is one more way to get it extracted other than the cloud, or else maybe if you want to get extracted from some external storage systems, we can get extracted by using shortcuts too. So there is an option from the Lakehouse itself, Lakehouse Explorer. With the help of shortcuts, I can get extract or else pull the information from. Maybe my data is getting stored on Azure, or else maybe it is getting stored on Amazon Web Services, AWS, in the form of storage buckets. I can get it imported by using shortcuts too. There is no restrictions like limitations on the extractions part. There are multiple ways to get inject the data into the Lakehouse. These are the approaches. I will showcase you where it is and then practically. And if you're observing how we are going to work on this data lakes or else external tools. If you're observing the architecture, which is on the right hand side, these are the different data sources which I have the structured information or unstructured information. I can inject the data which we are going to follow it as an Mendelian architecture, like raw data, I'm going to store it on the injection part. And once the data has been get injected, I can store the processed files into the Lakehouse. which I'm going to call it as a silver layer, middle lane architecture as a set. And once from the lakehouse, I want to get it stored in the form of direct lake from the report consumption. So that one I'm going to treat it as a gold layer. Three layers which we are going to follow it as an transform it to the storing the data into the lakehouse and consuming the data into the Power BI report, or as maybe I want to extract the data in the form of CSV or else an Excel file formats too. I can get it and then I can consume as per the report requirements. Let's try to work on the demo now so that I can showcase where it is going to enable, how we are going to enable this Microsoft Fabric. Please observe. If you want to get connected to the Microsoft Fabric directly, you can just type app.fabric.microsoft.com. This is the site to get connected to the Fabric environment. You can see these are the different personas where, as per the requirements, as per the business requirements, we can get it connected. Maybe I want to build directly the visualizations by using the Power BI. We can get started. No, I want to build the data extractions, or else maybe I want to build the data ETL activities on the data factory. We can get it extracted. And if there is any notifications or else some kind of an alert mechanism I want to trigger on the top of the cloud environment, I can utilize the data activator. So each and every person, as if you're observing, as per the requirement, we no need to use a different set of tools outside the box. So with the help of this Microsoft Fabric, we can get it extracted and we can perform the transformations inside the tool. And also we can utilize the Power BI applications on the top of it. So current scenario, if you're observing in our today's agenda, we are going to extract the data from a lakehouse, or else I'm going to build the data engineering concept and load the data into the lakehouse and build the report. How we are going to do it? First of all, if you want to get it enabled, we need a trial version as a part of a fabric, or maybe if you are already having the Power BI Pro license, we can enable it. And here from this administration portal, if you're observing, there is a small gear icon, admin portal. If you're not seeing this window, just try to type the fabric. We have to enable this. We have to enable this environment. Once from this administrator portal, if you enable it, we can see this particular app.fabric.microsoft.com, that complete environment along with the personas, that is the different tools that are available once enabled. Maybe if you are trying to connect from Power BI services, we can type it here, app.powerbi.com. So if you're observing it, for this also, as I said, we need a pro license or else a trial version also. It's fine for a part of doing the trial and error method, or else doing part of working on it, how it will work, and also see the feasibility of this tool. You can see it here if you are having the Power BI licenses. Down, currently it is a Power BI, it is connected. You can see these are the different personas which has been listed vertically. And maybe already enabled with the Microsoft Fabric. I want to see all the tools in from the Microsoft Fabric. We can select it and we can see different tools that are available already. So from Power BI, we can navigate it to this page, or directly from the web.fabric.com, we can navigate it to this page. Fine. How we are going to build this? So how we are going to set up data engineering activities and load the data into the lakehouse. First of all, we need a dedicated workspace to work on it. So let's try to create a workspace. Workspace is nothing but in the cloud environment. It's a kind of a storage area where I want to store my data as well as the activities that I'm trying to build. So I'm going to create a one simple a workspace. Let me create it. I'm giving some name to this. So see here, workspaces, new workspace, giving something like name of the workspace is CDD demo, apply. Once you create it, you can see something like this is the workspace where you are going to store your files, the report, everyone aware of it. From the Power BI services only, we are going to start report access to the customer. Fine. How we are going to create a lakehouse? How we are going to store the data from this lakehouse? You can see here down, there is a new option. From this, we can get started. More options, it will navigate it. I want to get created something like a lakehouse as I said. Start creating the lakehouse. Click on this. giving something like, I want to build sales warehouse to store our data, as well as I want to build on the top of it data engineering activities too. Whenever if you start creating the Lakehouse, you can see on the left hand side Lakehouse Explorer, Lakehouse Explorer. From this, manage tables, which is in the form of a structured information, unmanaged data sources like unstructured, semi-structured, which will be get available here from these files. Or as a showcase to you in the center, if you're observing this, you can see different ways to extract the data. Maybe I want to extract the data from a files, or else a data flow generic, or else I want to build a pipeline Azure Data Factories, or else the notebooks. As I said, it will be get supported the notebooks to inject the data by using Spark language too. So fine, I want to extract a simple sales data, which I will share you the link also. So it's a simple sales data only from the GitHub. Let me save it. So these are the fields that are available from this CSV file, comma separated value. If you're observing it's related to the sales order line, sales order number, what is the order date, and what are the email IDs as per the orders that we have, item details, quantity, unit price, and some metric information, quantity, unit price, tax amount that is available in the last three fields. I'm going to extract it. First, can you please help me how the data looks like? It's something like semi-structure. This data is something like a semi-structure. I'm going to import this particular file into my Power BI, this particular Fabric environment. Let's try to import it. See here, file. It's a CSV file. It's not a dedicated direct table. You can see three horizontal ellipse button, right? Horizontal ellipse button. I want to get it. Import the file which I have shared in my desktop. Select it here, upload file. It's a one simple file. Upload a file. Sales table, which is a CSV file I have saved. Import it. Just try to upload it. So this file is getting stored on the file, which is an unmanaged source system. So as per the bandwidth and the speed, it will take the loading time. So it will be automatically get load and it will be visible to you on the files part. So as of now, you can see that it is succeeded. Close it. Just try to refresh it to see the or else the visibility part. Just try to refresh it so that it will be get available on the files part. See here. This is the file. And if we can try to select this file, you can see the format. So the format is something, it's a semi-structured with a comma separator because it's a CSV. I am seeing the data preview here on this file environment, which is a semi-structured information. Okay. And how this file will be get stored here. As I said, this data will be get stored in the form of a packet and it will be get available in this data, in the one lake house. And it will be get available Azure Blob Storage file source system secure. If you can see the path also here. And where it is available, it's going to available in the one lake format. Fine. Currently, this is the semi-structured format. How we are going to convert, how we are going to perform this semi-structured data source into a structured way. I will showcase you a simple approach. See here. This is my table, which you are currently observing. I just want to promote this particular CSV file into a structured format. You can see here three horizontal ellipse button in the center of this particular CSV file. Select it. I want to promote or as a load this particular CSV file to a new table, which is available as a managed folder. Try to create sales table and I'm not providing any new name to this. Maybe if you want to provide some new name, we can provide it. And the delimiter as a CSV format, it is a comma separator. I want the headers also. Just try to load this file as an promoting to the table information. You can see whatever the activities we are performing on this extracted or else injected table, it will be get displayed on the right hand side top corner. You can see the notification alerts as well. As I said, it depends upon the bandwidth as well as the speed of your network. It's loaded. See here, still going on. Successfully created a sales table. So where it is going to available from this Lakehouse, it's going to available in the tables part. And you can see the table information here. This is a complete table information with proper structured information. As per the record, right? How many number of rows we have, it will take the dedicated time accordingly. And here we can showcase the preview of it. So previously the data is something like semi-structured information. Once you loaded the information to the table way, which is a managed folder, you can see something like an tabular format. These are the available columns that are updated or else available from the backend CSV. Fine. Then how we are going to retrieve or else write the queries on the top of it. You can see different options here on the top. There is a Lakehouse Explorer, which the data is getting stored in the Lakehouse. Maybe on the top of it, I want to write some queries. I want to write a dedicated queries. How we are going to write it? Here we have to convert it within the same environment, Lakehouse. I'll just try to shift from the Lakehouse, where my data is getting stored, to the SQL Analytics endpoint. Select it. It will be showcased as it is how we will work on the on-premises SSMS. Maybe if you start writing the queries, it will be look in the same way. Refresh. I'm just refreshed. I just converted from the Lakehouse to this SQL Analytics endpoint. You can see the table information, similar way of approach. So here you can see these are the same way how we will try to observe in the SSMS too. You can see the tables. Maybe if there is any views created, the views will be get created. Maybe I want to create on the top of it a separate set of queries. We can create it. And also we can save it as an query name on the top of it. And if you want to build a functions as well as stored procedures, we can start writing accordingly. You can see it here. And securities like a login details and all, we can start creating the new users details and all by using this login functionality. Fine. You are observing the query in the center as a part of a data preview. I want to write a queries on the top of it. How we are going to do that? You can see the top level new SQL queries. With the help of this new SQL queries, I can start writing the queries too. I'm just trying to select it, new SQL queries. Just try to type something. So auto intelligence is there. Whatever you are trying to write the queries as well as the key statements, it will be get reflected. Maybe I just try to write a simple statement. I just want to see the top 10 records from this sales table. So we have to give as it is the table information, run it. So the data will be get reflected here. You can see the same architecture how we will observe in the SSMS. Maybe if you want to write a query on the SQL Server, the output will be get displayed, right? Similar way, maybe I want to export this particular simple information as an Excel format. I can export it by using this open in an Excel file. We have to select it and then we can export it. Fine. From this particular data view, which you are observing now, I want to see or else I want to build a visualizations by using this particular SQL query one, which I have written here. We can build the visualizations too with the simple data set with the 10 records information by using this visualization, the current result. We have to select the complete query. So on the top of it, a layer which you are observing a dialog, you can see the similar approach how the Power BI. I hope everyone aware of it. So from this, I can start building the visualizations too. So from this, you can see on the right hand side table information. I can just try to select or else drag and drop the the categories or else the numbers. I can build the visualization. So here we can try to change it and build the visualizations and save it. And on the top of it, we can share the report analysis to the customers too. Okay. Yeah. A quick ad hoc or else a quick analysis we can try to build. That's what I just want to project to you. Fine. This is the data which I have written. Maybe I want to save this particular query for the future prospect. I can save it. So right click on the top of it. I just want to rename it as an SQL query one to the top 10 records. Okay. I just saved it. The saved information, it will be get occupied or else available in this format. Maybe in the future prospect, instead of rewriting the queries or else the statement, from here we can try to pick and we can utilize these queries for the future references. Fine. Here, one more approach is there. I want to build a pipeline. So you can observe the data there in the center as a part of a preview. Sales order number, sales order line, order date, and so on. These are the fields that we have. But I want to build a data pipeline, just like in data flow activities, how we are going to navigate it. So from this SQL endpoint, which you are currently observing, I'll just try to select the new visualization query where I want to do some data transformations on the top of it by using the sales table. Like I'm going to do a group by based on the sales order number as well as the order line. And also I will try to select these two required columns to my visualization. It's very simple. You can see it here. Just try to drag and drop onto the visualization of this query. You can see a proper flow. So how we are extracting the data from the databases and where the table is getting stored, you can see a flow. So my table is information is available here. So fine. From these many columns, I want to extract or else fetch these two columns only. I'm not interested on the remaining all other columns. How we are going to navigate or else select the table. It's as simple as easy as well as these are the similar activities we will try to perform in the Power BI also. So you can see here some of the data transformations are reported on the top corner. So manage columns, we can just try to select it, choose the required columns. Maybe as I said, I'm interested to do a group by based on the sales order number, and I want to see the total number of orders here. I just trying to select these two columns, select it. It's going to be one more new transformation. You can see it here. After the tables, you can see the sales order number and sales order line number. As I said, I want to perform a group by. I want to see the total number of orders, sales. Here, there is the transformation part. I want to perform the group by activity too, based on the sales order number, giving the name as item line. And the operation I want to perform not the count of the rows operation or else a condition. I want to perform on the complete distinct values based. Select it. And order line number based, I want to do the group by. Select it. You can see one more transformation which has been in the pipeline, that is the group by. And the data result which you are currently observing, sales order number and item lines. For each and every order, there are two line items too. If all the records can be visualized. Fine. So from here, you can see the similar data profiling things like a column quality check. Maybe I want to see the blank or else a null information. Maybe from these two columns, I want to observe the empty records or else maybe in my data set or else these two fields if there is any blank rows that are available. What is the percentages, validity percentage? How we are going to enable it? You can see it here. There is a small gear icon. You can see the similar feature in the Power Query Editor. Maybe if you already worked on this Power Query Editor level. Data view, currently we are observing the data view. This is the data which you are observing. Let me enable the column profiling. Once you enable all these features which you are observing, maybe I want to see the column quality check. From these two columns, as I said, what is the percentage of validity of the data? Or else maybe if there is any blank information that are available, or else maybe if there is any null data like error information that are available. We can try to enable it. You can see the similar functionalities like this. Validity, error, and empty records. So from here also, we can export this particular data set to an Excel file format. Or if you want to build a quick visualizations by taking the reference of these two fields, we can build the quick ad hoc analysis by using visualize this current result. See here, I'm just trying to select the visualizing the result. So it is trying to pop up. We no need to navigate to any different tool. From here itself, once we can get started our project, we can load the data, we can inject it and load it into the Lakehouse. From Lakehouse, I can start writing the SQL statements too, and also I can start creating the new tables. And after that, maybe I want to perform some data cleansing. I can utilize this visualization of this query. And from here, with this visual query, I can start building the data visualizations too. You can see it here with these two columns. Okay, we can save it or else it's almost similar format or as a structure, which we will observe on Power BI desktop if you are starting preparing the visuals or else if you are starting working on it. We can save it and we can publish this report and we can share the report analysis to the customers or else the global leaders. I'm canceling this. Fine. How we are going to navigate to the Power BI model, where we are going to use it. Are we going to use any new tool or else are we going to open any new environment? No. So from here itself, if you're observing the down corner model, so this particular data set, sales data, along with this backend log files will be get stored on this modeling part. So these are the log files along with your sales data that is getting stored in the form of direct link. So this data set is stored in the form of a direct link. You can see it here. Storage mode is direct link. Maybe in the Power BI desktop, you can see the import method, direct query method, and mixed mode too. But once you are working on this Lakehouse Explorer and trying to build the data and pulling the information from this Lakehouse to this Power BI, the data will be get stored in the form of direct link. We are connecting the variable in a direct format. Fine. From this, I want to prepare the visualization and the complete dataset level. I want to prepare a report building, how we are going to navigate it. You can see it in the top. It just looks like a model. You can see the model information here. And I want to prepare a complete visualization based on this table, sales table with all the columns, how we are going to navigate it. Here itself, there is an option name called new report. We can navigate it. Click on this. It's asking, are you going to build the report with available data sets, data, along with the backend historical queries? Yes, I'm just trying to continue it. And backend, we will call this data set as a semantic model. See here, from this particular workspace itself, your data sets is going to load, your lakehouse is going to build, along with the report is going to save from this report only. So you can see all the columns which are available from the sales data set. And the complete data set level, you can try to prepare the visualization, or maybe I want to write some new DAX objects like a new calculated measure. We can start writing the measures also on the top of it. So it's as simple as easy. I'm just trying to drag and drop. Maybe I just want to build a visualization based on items wise quantity. Just try to change it to the stand bar. We can build the visualizations and save it, save this report and publish it into the same workspace, CDD demo. And from there, we can start sharing this report analysis to the customers too. I'm just trying to save it. Okay. You can see once you navigated and created a report, and you can see different vertical tabs on the left hand side. So currently we are in the report level. Maybe I want to navigate back to maybe I want to do some more transformations on the top or else warehouse level I want to check. I can navigate back by using this vertical objects too. You can see it here. So this is something like where we have created the SQL queries and as well as the visual level queries, just like a Power Query Online editor. So it's as simple as easy. And maybe I want to navigate to the Lakehouse Explorer. I can navigate to my Lakehouse Explorer where I have loaded one of the sample file sales table. So from end to end activities, we can try to build it. And also we can try to build and load the information into the Lakehouse. And from there, we can navigate it and build the visualizations on the top. Up to this part, do you have any questions, queries? Please let me know. I will showcase you the next part is how we are going to work with the notebooks. Maybe I want to do some data cleansing by using a Spark or else a different languages where it is going to support. I can showcase you the process. Up to this part, do you have any queries, concerns? Please post it in the chat box. Questions? Any questions? We're good.
Yeah, we are good. There are no questions at this time, but it is good opportunity to remind everyone. Please use the chat if you have any question.
So see here, if you're observing this, at the top itself, I just navigated from the Lakehouse Explorer. We can see something like an open a notebook. So already there is an existing notebooks. Maybe if you already prepared some Databricks level, some notebooks, we can utilize it. We can just save that notebooks and we can import it. Or maybe I want to build a new notebook, like for the data cleansing or as these operations like a Spark related language processing part, data processing. We can try start utilizing this new notebook creation, select it, new notebook. It's almost a similar way of writing the code with the different languages which has been supported by this Microsoft Fabric. Maybe as per the expertise, if you're very good on the PySpark language, we can choose the language here, Python based. Or maybe I'm interested with the Spark or else Java related. Java is nothing but Java based environment. Scala, we can just try to select the language from the top itself. Or along with that, I want to write the SQL statements, Spark SQL statements or language. I can try to choose the language at the top. Okay, I'll just try to use the by default language, Spark language. Okay, Spark. Fine. This is almost same environment how we will try to observe in the Lakehouse part. I mean, like backend data bricks, or as maybe if you are using Python Anaconda related, we can use the similar languages. So see here, I want to get it extracted using the new tables along with the existing Lakehouse table. You can see already there is a sales table is already available. Now I want to build a new extraction along with I want to prepare a matplotlib related visualizations here. As for the data cleansing, how we are going to prepare or else process the data. You can see, let me extract a new data sets, which is something like orders table, which I am having 2019, 20, 21 related data sets. So if I'm just trying to explain how the data set looks, and then I will extract these particular files from this fabric, notebooks. Okay, you can see this is the information 2019. I don't have any column header. You can see there is no column header. These are the data that is available. So I just try to have this information with some records of 2019 info, orders related. Okay. Along with that, I will do the data transformations on the top, like by using the Spark language. Remaining tables also, remaining particular CSV files also following the same method. So the column headers are same here. Column headers are similar column headers, and the data is different as per the year wise 2019, 20, and 21. We don't have any column headers. We will try to load all three tables. Okay, these particular three tables, I'm going to extract it. Okay, as a file source system. And then I can do some data cleansing activities and I will do the data transformations on the top of it. And then I can prepare some matplotlib, this kind of a visualizations on the top by using these three data sets too. See here, please concentrate. How we are going to extract it. Currently, there is one more file. I can extract this and I can prepare the visualizations too. This time I want to extract multiple files which are available in some folder. How we are going to extract it. See here, from these files, I can try to extract it from this upload. If it is a one file, I can extract from a file, but here multiple files are available with same format. I'm going to use upload it as a file. Select it. Let me go through the path. So this is the folder. Yes.
We have a small question from Village Kabali. What's the purpose of copy to table from file? I assume that he mean why not working on the file directly?
Yeah, we can work on it, but I just want to showcase you how we are going to extract the multiple files too. So here already transformed file is available, sales table. We can work and we can build the transformations on the top and we can process it. Now, if we have a multiple files, how we are going to load from the Lakehouse and load it and convert to the transformation file. that is a transformer table. And on the top of it, matplotlib. Maybe if you are very good on the data engineering activities, how we are going to build the data engineering pyplot or else matplotlib related visualization, how we are going to build it. For that purpose, I'm just writing the one more sample file here. Hope it is that clear. Is that clear? Yeah, fine. See here, I'm just trying to importing these three files. As of now, the already files are available in my machine. I'm just trying to upload all three files into my Fabric. Just try to upload it. Upload. You can see the all files. See here, the same lake house. The lake house name is sales warehouse. It's getting loaded. And I've just tried to refresh. You can see that information here. Orders. These are the files. If it is a one file, already it is available. You can see the CSV file. Maybe this time I have extracted three similar files, which I don't have any column header. How we are going to process it and build the visualizations on the top is as simple as easy. You can see it here. Once if you already have some idea or else working knowledge on the PySpark, you can just try to drag and drop. Maybe I just want to check the number of records based on this. Select it. I'm just trying to run the file. You can see the code. It's just like a code base, right? Notebook is something like a codes. We can just try to create the codes as well as the writing the data processing processes, like how we are going to cleanse the data, or else maybe I want to combine all three files together. So backend, you can see the Spark jobs, how it is getting executed, triggered. And maybe I want to navigate to observe these jobs, right? We can see the Spark user interface as well. We can navigate to the Spark user interfaces too. So maybe I'll just try to showcase in detail process here. Let me hide it. I'm just not trying to hide it on the left hand side. You can see these are the jobs has been executed, and the down, this is the table information for 2019. I don't have any column headers. If you're observing, there is no column header. Okay, I want to add all three files, a proper column header, and on the top of it, I want to build some visualizations on them. How we are going to do that? So see here, as I said, it's a cell based, right? I just want to add one more new code. Let me extract the same file, 2019. I want the column header like a C1, C2, C3. I want to get it notified. Just try to change it to the false header. We're executing this and the Spark just has been executed. And you can see the column headers. Previously, if you're observing this, the first row is going to become your column header. Just change the column header as header as a false. You can see the C1, C2, C3, and so on as a column headers now. This is the info. And by default, index is getting created, index number. So which will be get the performance part is in as quicker as easy. You can see that index column 2 in the first row. Okay, fine. I have built as a time constraint. I have already created some of the code. I want to create the column headers on the top. So I have written a code here. Please observe. I just want to add the column headers like a sales order number, sales order line, order date, customer name, email address as per the data that is available. I will try to load it and reading the data in the form of a Spark, loading into the one particular file 2019. You can see the code. I'm taking the new code here, paste it. These are the column headers which I'm going to incorporate into my connected 2019 CSV file. Load it. You can see the output down with proper column headers. It's going to read and load it into your 2019.csv file. Okay, see this. And there's the index column, which is going to give faster.
One question from the audience, two questions. One, yes, regarding the SQL endpoint. You are using queries, so the question is, does it work on the file? Or since you are using SQL on a non-structured file. Okay. This was my addition. The second question is, are there any Microsoft Labs online exercise similar to your demo? I will answer to this, yes, there are a lot. Yes. Just search in any search engine or go to Microsoft Learn.
Yeah,
I will leave you
currently,
the first question regarding the
yes,
SQL on files.
correct. So I will try to respond for the first query. Will this SQL endpoint works on the files? Yes, that's what I have showcased now, Vijaya. So it will work on the files also. So we can start writing the files and then we can extract it and load it into Lakehouse. And from the Lee, yes, online exercises are there similar to this, which I'm currently doing, but they are just providing some of the sample files. We can work accordingly too. Yes. Okay. Hope I have answered to both. And here, if you're observing, I have created a proper column headers for each and every. I mean, just written a simple code for the column structure, but and I just wrote it. And then for 2005, we can see the column headers too. Fine. On the top of it, I want to see the charts or else see the data analysis, how we are going to trigger. So just try to select it, chart application. You can see the chart here. Maybe we'll just try to change to different customizations, which is available in the right hand side. So as per the complete data set, you are observing this data. So maybe I'll just try to visualize it with some selected columns. OK, instead of taking the sales order number, I'm interested with the items. And maybe I'm interested with the both the metric information. I will try to utilize the quantity. So the visualization also we can try to choose. Some of the visualizations it are supporting. You can see it here in the uh, vertical drop down. Maybe as per the requirement, we can try to select and we can visualize it, how the data has been getting processed, how it looks like. And by default aggregation is again summation. I'll just try to apply it so that we can see the proper visualizations as per the selected criteria or also selected categorical and metric information here. And these visualization also we can export it. We can export in three different approaches, maybe PNG format or portable format or JPG format or SVG format here. You can see there is a small down arrow, right? Just try to select it. We can export these images wherever as per how the data visualization is. Very quick references to the users or else sharing with our team members. We can share this too. Fine. And this data also we can get it exported as well. So let me convert to the table. There are different options or else export options we have. CSV format is there. Our JSON file format, XML file format. We can export this table information once the data is getting processed, and we can export this information too. And instead of listing by default 1 to 1000 rows, maybe I just want to list out 1 to 10. Maybe I just want to visualize or else observe the 10 number of records. I can apply it. I can see the results. I mean, as per the processing part, it will get processed and we can see the results as well here. Okay, fine. Where the logs are else navigating to the Spark jobs logs. So you can see it here, logs part. Each and every logs will be get registered. We can observe the token memory, how much it has been utilized, and the log metric processor will be get observed here. Okay. And there is one more option if you're observing this. By default, this environment or else this workspace, by default workspace, the current workspace it is getting stored. So these are the by default settings. I'm using the runtime 1.2, which is in Spark default engine. And maybe I want to configure with the high grade or else high-end environment. I can try to configure before creating the workspaces as well. Okay. As of now, by default, it is taking the runtime 1.2 and the pool environment is compute with medium. Maybe I want to increase the node functionality as well as I want to change the version from 1 to the latest. I can try to convert to the latest versions too while creating the workspaces. I will showcase you at the end where it is and how we are going to configure. So see here, maybe I want to just configure or else execute all the jobs. We can try to execute all the jobs or else side by side. If you want to run it, we can try to execute it as well. And maybe in future prospect, we can see this Copilot as per the Fabric capacity license. And as I said, currently I'm using the Pro license. It is not enabled for me. Okay, fine. I'll just try to showcase to a few more here. On this particular data set. And as I said, right, language part, we can try to change it from at the top, or you can see it here in the top, I mean, down for each and every cell. code part, we can just try to configure either the Spark language or else a Spark SQL by using some magic functions, right? Double percentage, we can capture it, we can try to utilize these double percentage magic functions too. Maybe if I want to write the SQL jobs, SQL execution, I want to create a table, I can try to use the Spark code along with this magic functions, double percentage with SQL functionality. So I have written some of the code here. Let me execute it. So I just want to load. As of now, the column headers are currently enabled for only in 2019. Let me copy this code. I'll just try to give this because I'm following the same structure, right? Same column headers, but data is different for 19, 20, and 21. Just try to utilize the star to load, to take the same architecture to same column headers for all. I'm just trying to executing. You can see all the information. You can see from 2019, currently the 2021 records are also get stored. Previously, I given the orders file with 2019. I just project it as a star. We can see 2019, 20, and 2021 information too. You can see the difference here. This is just a 2019 information. And the code, I just removed the 2019 to start to connect to project all the files 19, 20, and 21. So you can see the complete information. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Sometimes, as I said, how we will try to navigate to the Spark user interface or else a Spark web UI. You can see here in inspect. This one also important whenever you are trying to work on the Spark jobs, inspect. We can try to configure and navigate to the each and every categorical, column quality check. And also we can try to navigate to the Spark user interface logs also, where we can see the processing stages. So currently you're observing the quick processing parts. Maybe I want to see the detailed processing part or as a jobs. We can try to select it. It will walk you through the Spark user interface. You are seeing the Spark user interface as a separate web environment. So here you will see the stages wise completion, the jobs, how it will be get triggered. You can see it. We can see that how it is getting scanned and back and what type of a hash aggregate it is using. We can try to observe it and how much time or else a failure analysis or else a scheduling jobs we can try to perform by using Spark user interfaces. So here it is. You can select it. 1 second. You can select any one of the job. It will walk you and navigate to the particular Spark user interface. Fine. So see here, as I said, on the workspace creation part, how it is going to navigate or else how we are going to configure the versions. So this is my current workspace. I just want to configure it. Okay, workspace creations part. Here on this workspace settings, you can see the data science or engineering Spark settings. As I said, we can configure the pool. So started pool or else maybe I want to create it as a new pool. The memory optimization and the node part is currently I'm utilizing the medium by default. Maybe I want to create a new pool as we can start creating the new pool and environment as per the node and the node size configurations. Memory optimization I'm trying to utilizing and the environment. Here we are going to configure this one. 1 to the default version, which it is showing as a 1 to the latest. Maybe the Spark jobs, which I want to execute it as a 1.1, we can try to configure 1.1 also. So these are the version configuration. Whenever we are trying to create a new workspace, on this workspace settings, we can try to configure this Spark level, pool creation or else environment, and even the high concurrence and log file notification enablement. Okay, maybe if there is any jobs failure or else I want to get it notified, we can enable it. It will be get triggered and then we can get the notifications accordingly. Okay, you can observe here from this particular workspace. This is the Lakehouse and the semantic model, which is my data set, along with your SQL endpoint, which you are currently observing from the file source system. Okay, I have extracted from one of the file source system. So we can navigate it from this or by using this left hand side, vertical, you can see the tabs, right? By using these tabs also, we can try to navigate, and wherever you want to write the queries, it will be navigate to the SQL endpoints. Or else maybe I want to check the data model, which is nothing but a semantic model. I can try to utilize the semantic model here, or we can try to navigate, and we are trying to write the notebooks. We can try to configure and notebooks, and for the data processing and all, we can check it on the top of it. Okay, fine. This is what I just want to bring it as a use case to you. So let me showcase which is already completed. One of the exercise.
Let's use this time. There was a question. Are
Yes.
there a tool or copilot to convert store procedure to Pesca, Python Spark?
1 second, let me go through that. Are there any tool or copilot to convert stored process to PySpark? Currently, no, Vijaya. There is no tool currently. Once the copilot, as per the Fabric licenses, once you can try to enable, maybe in future we are going to get it. Hope I have answered to you.
My guess is that it will not come in the future because this is the opposite side of what
Correct.
Microsoft interests. But if you will go to Google, you will find out that there are other tools. So not Copilot, which is Microsoft tool, but there are tools, and there is a nice session about this. Search for converting to data breaks. You will find
Correct.
much
Data.
more results.
Yes. You
By
can
the
see
way,
it here.
if you want that, sorry, that I got you.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
again,
Go ahead.
because
Go
it's
ahead.
Microsoft. If you want the opposite direction, you will find Microsoft tools.
Correct. Fine. So as I said, for the transformations as well as the processing part, the data has been done, the data processing, as well as I want to build a quick insights on the top by using Matplotlib. The libraries has been already get installed and we can try to utilize it, and we can try to build the visualizations, and then we can share this particular the image analysis to the customers if required. And here, if you're observing the Lakehouse part, I have loaded only the similar table, which is the sales related, and I can start doing the data processing, and then on the top of it, the tables has been loaded into the Lakehouse. And from there, I can do the visualization query, which is nothing but in data flows. And then I can go to the visualizations by using Power BI. So this is an end-to-end process, which I just want to showcase to you. So fine, I'm ready to take if there is any queries still. Hope you like it. Any questions?
I think we covered all the
Ronan,
questions
I
at
hope
this time.
I have on time, right? I mean on time.
No,
Completed.
you can continue. We do not stop. I said it in the beginning. It's a user group meeting, so we are flexible. No problem. You are exactly on time. We can continue.
Yeah.
At this time, I don't see any question. You covered everything. But you are more than welcome to bring more questions if you have, guys.
Any
And
questions?
let's give a few seconds more.
Yeah.
Okay, so just before we close the meeting, once again, I want to remind everyone that the call for speaker for the Future Data Driven Summit 2024 is opened. Registration for the summit is not open yet. We have time. We need first to find our speakers, the best speakers we can find. So if you know someone who can do this and fit to be a speaker in such event, you can contact him as well, share this information. I want to thank our speaker, Rajendra. I know Rajendra for many years virtually. I think that this is the first time that we actually see each other face to face virtually. Maybe sometimes it will be in real outside the computer. It was a great session. I want to thank everyone who joined us today. You can follow me or Jen or Anna or anyone from the community admin on social media to get the update information regarding the community. We will publish the recording of this session as well. But most important, usually, or most useful is to follow our website where you can find the upcoming meeting. So let's see if we have more questions at this time. Good. So we will close the meeting for today. Thanks a lot,
Thank you,
Rajendra. Great
Leonard. Thank you
session.
so much for giving this opportunity. Expecting
Don't forget,
future more collaborations. Thank you.
and I'm waiting for you in the future data driven. Don't forget.
Sure, definitely.
Thanks. Bye bye all.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.